Hello, thank you very much for joining everyone. We'll give a couple of minutes until as everyone joins in. Michele, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm recovering from an heavy influenza, but I'm really, really good today. So,
Excellent. Yeah, we've got all this. We've got topics covered up, all about Agile with the secret weapon for CEOs seeking competitive advantage. We're going to be looking into the mindset behind CEOs, particularly with Agile transformations and digital transformations. We've got it all lined up along with the presentation. If you're here, then please just send a quick message in the chat, in the comment section, so we know that you're here.
and then if you are just connected, tell us where are you connecting from and what are you looking for? Why did you join? What triggered you to come here? So what are you expecting to see here? Well, probably it's not what I hope that we will be able to answer all your questions, but interesting to see if you have if you can share with us what triggers you. Hi, Shital. I hope that I spell it correctly. Where are you from, and where? What are you hoping to hear or to get to know here in this session?
Shital, I see that you help leaders redesign organizations. It's exactly what we're going to be covering in this webinar as well, which is fantastic with Michele. We'll just start in a couple of minutes. Again, if you've just joined, please just send a quick message in the chat, say hello, introduce yourself so we know that you're here. And please let us know if there's anything in particular that you'd like to be covered in this webinar.
Fantastic. Shital, since you have all this experience in what you do, it will be great to King's Cross in London. Fantastic. What is the secret weapon?
What's the secret weapon?
That's a good question. What is for you a secret weapon? Or what are you doing? What are your biggest challenges? First, what are your biggest challenges? And then what is the secret weapon?
Andy, hello.
Secret weapon.
Agile coach from London, curious about the secret weapon. Everyone's curious about the secret weapon. This is good to see. Andy, I remember you from previous webinar. I think you were in the last webinar with Michele as well. Really, really great to see you here. Paul as well. Great to see you here. Long time no see. It's been quite a while since I've seen Paul.
Why is it a weapon? Yeah. Probably in this time it would have been better not to call it a weapon. But it's a secret tool. Something. Yeah, maybe we should rephrase it. Too many words.
Gawain as well. Excellent. Great. Well, we've got people already up. I think we're about ready to start. And Michele, I'll leave it with you. If you guys have any questions at all while we're going through things, then just leave it in the chat and Michele will just answer it whenever he has a spare moment. We can answer them pretty much as soon as they come in. So again, if you have any questions, then please just leave a comment. And thank you, Michele. I'll let you take it away.
Thank you, guys. I hope I will satisfy your curiosity about the secret weapon. And it is a slight thing. So let's start. I would like to make it really, really interactive. Shital, Andy, Gawain, and also Paul. So I will skip who I am and what I do. I usually help organization with agility, with lean transformation, with positive psychology, and that is what I usually do. I was playing around in the last weeks with different clients and different organizations about what is coming. And in different discussions, we got in front of us this data. And beneath. And all of what we could see from the data gathered online from different sites, from different AI tools, is that most probably all of us knows that the speed of development and the speed of adoption of technology has an exponential growth. So if you look at what at the beginning of the century, 1600, not beginning of this century. So if you look at 1600, the time for change was around 160 years from development of certain technology, adoption, and disruption on the workforce. Now we reached a point, and with the digital transformation, and especially with the surprise that we had with the generative AI, that those 160 years are as short as 4 years, maybe 5, but not more than 5 to 10 years in between something that is coming and something that we will have to adopt. So it came to a shock to a lot of the guys that were in the board of the directors. Most of board of directors knows it already for a long time, that it's going faster and faster. But we came to a moment where this is really coming like an explosive shock for all of us. I don't know, Sheetal, you are also working with leaders, what is your opinion about this? If you look at the generative AI from development, Giles, also nice to meet you. Hi to everyone. And generative AI in the span of 4 years, now we are just at the beginning of that, has the potential, and it is actual potential, to redefine all the work activities in all the activities that you have in companies where we have any kind of human intelligence. So everything is 100 times faster than what we were used to. And it is by an order of magnitude faster than what we were used to, only 5 years ago. So it is really, really, really fast. Just to give an insight to all the guys that maybe have lesser knowledge of what is happening in AI, today with generative AI, we are in the phase of development of a new kind of AI that is almost able to do most of the things, not all of the things that are related to natural human language processing. So everything that you could do with understanding a piece of text. And thank you, Sheetal. Understanding a piece of text, regenerating it and improving it and correcting it, and even making something with that piece of text, and even with some sort of logic, can already be done. And that has the potential to replace the majority of human activities that are related to that kind of things. And we will get to a point, if you see, where this technology will be used to automate most of the processes that we have in all the companies we know. The simplest processes that will be replaced, social media moderation can already be replaced today. Call center, answering a call center, even the phone calls, but not in the way that we are used to, that is very horrible way to get answer to a phone call. Or to a call center call, will be completely disrupted. Frequently asked question, generation of new concept, generation of images. Even doctors could get a lot of help from generative AI already today. And we will get into moments in probably in 10 years, 10 to 15 years, where with the advent of general AI or super intelligent AI, we will get to a moment that we are far beyond what even science fiction could imagine. You have to think it like this. For those that are into science fictions and are old guys like me, or at least a little bit aged, and that were used to watch Star Trek, and most of the things that we have today are already that we have today and that we have seen in those Star Trek episodes, whatever episodes you see, are already possible today. Not the space travels, but everything that was related to artificial intelligence, the answers from the computers, even the holograms, is we are 95% there. In few years, we will surpass even what has been imagined by science fiction. So that is the speed of change that we are facing today. Now, what should we do? One thing is do what Kodak did. Kodak was the first to develop a digital camera in 1975. Just forgot about that, and they were the first to know in 1982, that they had to do something with digital images, digital photos, digital pictures. and they had as much as 10 years to respond to that. In reality, it was much longer than that, but in 30 years they were bankrupt for being the market, the guys that were dominating the market by having more than 90%, 95% of the market, to bankrupt in 30 years. Today, everything is many times worse. We don't have 10 years, we don't have 30 years to deal with that change. So majority of companies are in a worse place than Kodak was in 1982. At the time, they didn't manage to cope with that change in 30 years, even if they had to do it in 10 years, but even if they had done that transformation in 20 years, they could have been today still surviving, but didn't manage to do it. Now, the majority of companies, as we see them today, they have lesser than 5 years, 5 and at most 10 years to really cope with all the changes that we are seeing. So now, skipping this introduction, so moving forward with this introduction, what can we do about that? We can ignore that and say whatever it comes and we will try to survive. And no one in history that has ignored the challenge has survived. Examples from Kodak. Or we can fully embrace it. Now, Sheetal or even whoever else, Giles, what do you think we should do with that? How can we embrace this? And how companies should embrace these disruptive changes, this speed of change that is coming towards us? What should we do? While waiting for someone commenting, anyone that wants to say please. Yes. Be ready to pivot. Yes. Need to keep up with all of it. Be ready to. And what is the biggest challenge to be ready to pivot? So what is blocking you to do that? What is blocking a company to do that? Please, Alex, let's engage everyone that wants to join the call. So completely agree with that. The main point here is we are all dealing usually in a transformation of companies with directors, sub-directors, and operational guys. How many times do we deal with the CEOs in a company or the board of directors? How many times do we put ourselves in the shoes of the board of directors? So you say that maybe is a little bit simplistic, and is a little bit simplistic, but we have also Niels joining, so that we can get also his point of view on this. So you're just disrupted as in the moment of connecting to Niels. So the biggest point we are dealing with we are not often dealing with the board of directors. Are we putting ourselves in the shoes of the CEO? Andy, companies cannot respond quickly enough. I know, but why is that? So the main point is, I remember it when I was in a big company in Mexico. I was talking to the CEO, and he was very happy that I was there to share with him that I was there to help him with all the operational challenges of the company. But almost as the guy generated by artificial intelligence in this picture, he puts his hands on his head, and he says, "Yes, I really appreciate what you're coming here to do, but I don't know if I could achieve all the objectives that I have in front of me if I don't get some help." Now, at that time, my mandate from people above the CEO was only to support him with the operational activities, to reshape the operational part of that company. While that guy was and that is often the majority of CEOs, was struggling with a lot of different elements. Daily activities where everyone is calling him for different topics that are related to strategy. Juggling to the needs of all the different guys that are around him, especially shareholders, all the clients, all the partners. So he's there and he's overwhelmed, and he's looking for something that could help him to structure all that chaos. Now, say, but he's a CEO, he should be able to do everything by himself. And usually there are majority of CEOs can build a board of directors and sub-directors, board of members that will help them to structure the chaos in that in a way that will move the company forward. But as we see, and retaking Andy's point, companies cannot respond quickly enough to all these changes. If you add to all the daily activities, all the worries of the shareholders that the CEO has to answer, and all the other elements that are in the marketplace, and then you need to also to reshape completely the company, because change is coming towards you. You are on a big ship and you need to steer because there is a big iceberg in front of you. It is clear that CEOs need some help. The help that I was unable to give at the time to that CEO that was asking me to help him, but I could not do it for different reasons. So what is the secret weapon to change this? I think you got it already now. I don't even need to say it. Any idea, Andy or Sheetal, what is the secret weapon in this case? To help the company steer in a different way, faster than what is today, to help the CEO and the board of directors. Skill gap, absolutely. Is skill gap in the workforce or at a different level? I'm sure it's skill gap, is absolutely. Skill gap in but people power. Great. But how do you get to people power? The secret weapon here is simply we don't engage enough in transformations with the board of directors and with the CEOs. We don't proactively get there and get them to be the leaders of the Agile transformation. And that is also the element that most of the times blocks any transformation to reach the full potential. I always think at that moment that I was in the CEO room, that guy asking for some help to me, I should have stayed there, listened to him, and say, look, what this that we are doing with your operational team, we should do it here in the board of directors. And he was repeating it to me many, many times. Yes, we should do it in the board of directors. But the transformation took a different turn. I moved to another company, so I didn't have the chance to go back there and have this discussion. Transformations, too many times, start from different places. Absolutely, but it's not only education, Giles. Totally agree with that. I'm reading at the comments. Giles says education for the most senior people is education and coaching and supporting them. But not only educating them, we have to also to educate the other people around them and below them, because we need to understand what are their challenges. We have to sit at the same table. Sitting at the same table, understanding each other, that is the secret weapon. Agility or transformation needs to definitely start in the board of directors. And then it needs to be restarted from the guys below and then converge into the middle. That is the secret weapon of a transformation. That is the secret, the only way we can achieve a transformation. To make an example where this was reached, there are case studies where this element was. I'm just reading I think building a transformational leadership team who openly communicate and sharing the vision and the roadmap. Absolutely. But the transformational leadership team starts with the CEO. If the CEO is not on board, we don't understand the CEO. And the CEO doesn't understand what we are going to do. There is no transformation. There is no secret weapon. Absolutely. But how many times are you coaching the whole enterprise? In my experience, I have done many transformations vertically in every kind of industry. And you always transform. You're always called in to solve the pain points in a part of the organization. It's like you're going to a doctor with pain in your belly, in your stomach, and then you are treating only the pain in your stomach, not looking at the rest of the organization, not looking at what is behind that. So just looking also at the head of the person. Absolutely. Andy is not backward to the age-old problem of why are you doing it? What problem is the transformation solving for the CEO today? Yes, but then you can understand it only if you're sitting with the CEO, and you're understanding what are the forces behind the CEO, what are the forces that are pulling and pushing the CEO. And if you are translating that knowledge to the rest of the organization. Usually what happens is absolutely that there is no communication among the different people. There is no understanding. There is more fear and pain across the organization than really understanding of each other. Guys, I don't believe in strategies. In what sense I do not believe in strategies? Where I've seen full transformation work, one of the biggest example of a great transformation that I've seen that already had happened was in Berlin, in a Siemens gas turbine factory. And this Siemens gas turbine factory, they had tried transformation for many years. I think more than 10, 12 years. They had put Agile, they had put Lean into trying to transform the company, to improve everything. But at a certain moment, they had to transform everything within 2 or 3 years. Why? Because they got to the realization that in 2 or 3 years, they will get out of the market. They were too costly, and their production was not up to the challenges of the market. I will not say explain the details, but their cost of production was like 5 times higher than whatever other company in Europe or outside of Europe. And their way of working was completely obsolete. So they had Lean. They could have said, we do a Lean transformation, we continue with that. They had probably some Agile initiatives. They would have said, we do Agile here and there, and then they would have, it would have took them another 12 years to have a 10% improvement into something. What did they do? At the end, they did Agile and Lean together, but they did it in a different way. First, they got the whole workforce of every level in the factory discussing about this big problem, and the whole workforce defining everyone from the CEO, the director of the factory, to the guy that was cleaning the toilets. Everyone was part of that, not because the guy of cleaning the toilets was the last one, but to understand what was the range of communication that was needed at that moment. And all these guys together, they discussed, okay, what are the top 5 problems, the top 5 challenges that we have to overcome today? They described the 5 challenges and and they asked to everyone that wanted to really contribute to annihilate those 5 challenges to be part of a team. So they created those 5 or 6 teams related to the 5 or 6 challenges of the company. In every team, there was a director and someone from the ground floor. And I've seen, result of the story. In 3 years, they reduced the cost of production, maintaining the quality by 5 times. So something that was costing 5 times more was 1/5 of the cost, with the same production speed, the same quality. And I was there seeing around the table the head of the factory with the guy that was cleaning the toilets, discussing about how to solve problems, how to move forward. So what is the secret weapon here? Agility. Yes, they were doing some form of agility and lean. The secret weapon was, in simple words, is the way you are bringing agility into the company, the way you're bringing whatever kind of concept into the company. If you don't move the company from the CEO to talk together about how we are becoming agile, we will have what Giles says. We are too slow in embracing any change. And education, yes, the first education that we should do, even getting back to Giles, is explaining to the board of directors, first listening to them. So probably in the first 2 educational sessions that I will have for the secret weapon will be education for the board of directors, what a transformation means and how you have to embrace a transformation. So in the sense, what does it mean for them and what does it mean for the workforce? And the other part for the workforce, to listen to the board of directors and to avoid fear of the board of directors, to learn to collaborate, to work together, because there are some challenges that have to be overcome. It's the only way to move forward. And it will be the only way if we have to change according to this fast pace of change. So if you see, agility is great. Everyone thinks that it's crucial. 90% of executives think that agile is crucial. Yes, but agility has to start from the board of directors to be crucial. We have to listen to them. We have to discuss with them. And agility is something that is done together, board of directors and the rest of the company. That is the secret weapon. It's not agility alone. Agility alone, or lean alone, or whatever other strategy alone doesn't work. The secret weapon that we can discuss here, in my experience, is if you bring the 2 worlds together. They should never have grown apart, but it's the only way of embracing a transformation that can be successful and fast. So leaders in general believe that. But if you go there, as the majority of times you go with the transformation or whatever other activity, strategy, definition, we are trying to bring a pill or a service or a strategy just to a limited group of people. If we have to go beyond that, because otherwise all the change that is coming in towards us is acting like the iceberg for the Titanic. We are the Titanic. So, and encourage for No, I will add something. Aishi is more than that. It doesn't stop to education. It is a continuous coaching and challenging. And there's a continuous discussion. You need to have to share the reality with them, to let them see what is good and what is wrong. I have the honor to coach different board members, entrepreneurs, and usually that work is a work of months. It's not a work of one time's education, a couple of weeks of education. It's getting into discussions with them day by day, week by week on their challenges, and letting them see what they don't want to see and they don't want to embrace, and understand why they don't want to see it and why they don't want to embrace it. Listening to them, helping them to overcome that, and to bridge that gap between what is their job and what is the job of everyone else. And the same has to be done with the rest of people, because look, it's not only that leadership doesn't know what to do, doesn't have all the right tools and educations to do that change. Also, the rest of the guys do not have it. So we have to let them converge in the middle. And so if you see, all these points come from research and data. CEOs are at the center of a transformation. So start with the CEO. But the culture is changing culture from the CEO in the board of directors and then on the bottom, and then the two should converge together. It's the only way to this is the secret weapon. So I hope that you are not upset or curious to see how much do you like it, or if you are disappointed by this discovery. What is the secret weapon for a transformation? So I will really love to have some questions or some interactions with you guys. Aishi. Gawain, loved your point of AI strategy, but AI strategy alone coming only from the top will never be implemented correctly. Coming from the bottom will never be implemented correctly. If we don't have that synergy between the two worlds, strategies will not be implemented. And that is happening. By the way, there are another research that says that 90% of strategy implementation fails. In your experience, are you first identifying, aligning, then educating? A lot of times I see things start with someone selling them Bowflex Agile. That is a fantastic question, Andy. The point is, yes. You know, I think that you get to the point. Is the way, not how Agile is sold, is how Agile is bought. Agile is like the paracetamol for headache today. So it has been bought by someone thinking that is the pill. What I've seen in good transformation is if you can transform that paracetamol. So let's assume I love to use metaphors. You have a company that has an headache, and usually it is they are not delivering software very well. They are not delivering marketing very well. The sales department is not working very well. That is the headache. So they are going to the pharmacy. The pharmacy is a consulting company. And then they are asking for a paracetamol, because every paracetamol Agile will work in every case. So the pharmacist will give you the paracetamol, because today in most of the countries, you don't even need to go to the doctor to get paracetamol. So you get it, and you are hoping to treat your headache. And that is where it is wrong, because you will need a doctor. You will need to go to the doctor. The doctor should analyze you and tell, look, I know that you want a paracetamol, and that's for sure will help you for this headache today. but we need to investigate and discuss the causes of what is bringing you this headache. And that is the challenge nowadays. Majority of companies, are buying Agile, are buying a transformation as we are buying paracetamol when we have headache and we are not going to the doctor. The biggest challenge is having doctors capable enough to go to the board of directors and suggest them what they should do. And then not in one, it is much more a much longer term approach of selling than selling the Bowflex Agile. Thanks, Andy, for that point. Sheetal Tucker. Transformation and change is scary. We need to express the value of using their precious time and getting them involved. I think today the other secret weapon that we have discussed is, for me, is more scary the fact that if we are not embracing artificial intelligence and all the new technologies as fast as possible, will be left behind. Because it is true that the AI will change the workplace forever as we know it. But the ones that will get hit first are precisely the guys that are not embracing the change. Curious, why don't we just drop the word Agile and just talk about their business pressures and problems? Absolutely, Gawain. I like your point. It's precisely the point. And start talking about their business pressures and problems, and start talking about how to make their business flexible, adaptable, and resilient. Absolutely. I honestly, I think that is the point, Gawain. Totally agree with that. I think why the majority of us are still there, why I still have in my LinkedIn profile Agile and Lean and all these other methodologies, because when they are coming and looking for you, when they're coming and looking for a company, they're coming and looking for a paracetamol. Why we should say, guy, you have a headache, right? Damn it, let's look at these other things together. Because otherwise we can help you with this headache. We have to look also to the other things. CEO can start, Vinet Prasanna, CEO can start to discuss how AI can integrate into company operations. Absolutely. But you saw that the CEO is juggling between what is my revenue and margins today? What is the market telling me? What is this? What is that? So that's also that's the point. Understand the CEO. AI is not on their not yet on top on their agenda, but absolutely it should be. It should be. I don't know how many CEO, chief information officers, have it as top of their agenda. I think they still see it as a fancy thing. And that kind of discussions, transformation, coping with change into the board of directors should be our quest. By the way, we should go even higher. Because if we go backwards, because here we are looking at CEOs, I want to go here. We are in 2023 and we are starting with generative AI, and there will be around predicted 4 years, maybe 5, worst case 10 years of adjusting to this change. So there will be automation. So most of the work, the intelligent work as we know it today, will be completely changed, disrupted. The majority of things that we are doing today will be changed in a way. There will be much lesser work in some specific fields in the way we are doing it today. Probably we'll do it in a different way. So there will be need for other kind of work together with AI. But when we get to general AI, super intelligent AI, that is something that you don't even imagine, can imagine in Star Trek. So I don't know if you remember any Star Trek episode is the captain, whatever captain of the series is asking, or the captain or the science director, like the oldest one was Spock, so asking AI to make some simulations, and then together with AI, they were defining what was the best choice to be taken for moving forward with the spaceship. Now that is almost already the AI that we have today, the AI that we will have in the next 10 years. But in between 10 to probably 30 years, but it could come much faster. And why it could come much faster? Because today AI is learning by itself. So there is no one training them. That we are just helping AI to learn faster and faster every day. So only AI knows how fast it will become general AI or super intelligent AI. It is something that is not even in the science fiction world. So we cannot even predict what it could happen, what it could tell us, what kind of things AI will be able to do, or what kind of problems AI will be able to solve for us. And this is not philosophy. So at this stage, probably we should also do transformation in the governments. We cannot stop AI by getting to that level, but we have to find a way for the leaders of this world to understand what is the change that is happening and how we have to move forward towards the change. So we are towards the end of this call. I would really love to any question that is related to change in politics, related to what will be the secret weapon for changes in politics. What should we do? You see, board of directors are like the board of directors of a company, are like the board of directors of a country. So what could we do there? What should we do? How should we sell these secret weapon? So the secret weapon is understanding them and helping them to understand how to do change in a certain way. Any question on this, or any point that you would like to discuss or to share with us? Sheetal or Gawain or Andy or whoever else is in the call. I don't see everyone, but really would like to enjoy the good interaction. Okay, I think that everyone is. I hope, Andy, so how does the CEO differentiate with setting direction, culture, and values with how the company implements them? Okay. That is a fantastic question. I had a discussion with the CEO last week. I will have another one at the end of this week with the same CEO, and I will have a call. I will have a webinar in Spanish next week with the CEO, and we will have this kind of dialogue. It will be on Latin American time because the ex-CEO is sitting in Mexico, so he will prefer to have this call there. But the point of a CEO, I think there is a misconception of general misconception of what I think and what I believe from science and from organizational science and from a CEO should do. CEO sets direction, takes our decisions, but the biggest challenge that most CEOs, or the old school CEOs, have till today is that these CEOs act like the CEO in these pictures. They are alone at the desk. They believe that everyone believes that they should take those decisions, make those decisions in the boardroom or on the board of directors alone. The CEO that can embrace this kind of change is not the CEO that is sitting at this desk. One example that I can make from an Italian company is Brunello Cucinelli. Brunello Cucinelli is producing high luxury clothing. Started with colored, high-end colored cashmere. Is an interesting company. Is is the example as for Patagonia, even if there is a big difference, they are selling extremely expensive clothes, but he embraced from the beginning in his company the value of respecting humanity. And one of the elements that this guy said that he expresses that he has his board of directors meeting and discussing about problems in the middle of the factory. By the way, the factory is a fantastic, one of the first factories that is still there is in the middle of medieval village next to Perugia in Italy, in the center of Italy. So it's not a factory, a gray factory in the middle of nowhere. Is a factory in the old buildings of this medieval village, where everyone works on these super high-end luxury clothes. And they have their board of directors in between all the workers there, and everyone is allowed to participate. So not only the board. And they were struggling with big problems. So they were discussing it for hours till someone, and again, we get from the cleaning lady. So the cleaning is the same kind of figure. When the guy that is cleaning the toilets in the company is not even part of the manufacturing, is supporting the change, then change is disruptive. And it is extremely positive. So in this case was the lady, the cleaning lady of the factory, interrupting the board of directors and telling them, guys, I've heard what you were discussing, but I think since I'm doing this every day, that I have an idea how to solve this problem. Do you want to listen to me? And everyone was there listening to the solution of the cleaning lady. With that solution, they have saved millions of euros. So, and that is one of the examples that he's bringing of how his company works. So, getting back to you, how the CEO differentiate is precisely that the CEO is not sitting alone at his desk. The new CEO, or the CEO that is not even new because this company is old, the CEO that will really embrace change and make change happen is the CEO that sits in the middle of the factory, in the middle of where the activities are taking place, or in the virtual world where these activities are taking place, listening to the things that make sense and collaborating with everyone to drive change. So, will AI replace coaches or will AI support business agility? Absolutely, it's already happening. I think that we have already lost our job. They are doing it much. AI can do it today much better than I can do. Maybe the only thing that is still missing in AI is if you have an enlightened board members or director that wants to interact with an AI tool, it will be better dialoguing with Bard or ChatGPT than dialoguing with me. The differentiator there is experience and looking themselves in the eyes and understanding if the board member is, let's say, lying to himself and to you. That is what AI still doesn't have, but it will come. So when AI will be integrated, because the AI can already do some of this, when AI will be integrated in that sense, we will not need any agile coach in any form. And we are not far from that. CEO can encourage experimentation, start with small, low-risk projects on AI. Absolutely. That's another great point. CEO should be part of that. That's, again, we are always seeing the CEO as a distant guy. CEO should be on the shop floor. Andy, rapport, the secret coaching weapon. Let's hope AI can do that too soon. That is my worry, Andy. We are almost there. I'm working with a company that is already through cameras telling you if someone is engaged or not and what you should answer to that person or not. So AI can already do that. It's just not used yet. That's the point. But the only point is let's embrace it. We can multiply, Michele, or Andy for 100 times, and probably we will have a better Agile coaches. We will have an army of Agile coaches with the face of Andy and Michele or whoever else wants to do that. That will be even better than us. I'll get my coat because it's raining outside. Yes. Yeah. I don't know if we are, if it's too late to get a coat, but we are there. So guys, I think thanks for all the questions. I think we were planning to have it for 45 minutes. We have around 51 minutes. If there are any questions, happy to take them. Otherwise, we hope to see you next time. All of you next time. So